cover us in the name of Jesus. And Lord, we ask that you conduct this meeting. And Lord, we just ask for your mercy and grace. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen and amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. We will now move on to the public comment section of our. Everything okay? Yeah. Okay, just making sure. We will now move on to the public comment portion of our agenda.
Of us. Can I pass this on to the members? So in last planning and zoning meeting held by the committee a few weeks ago, they did make the recommendation that it's now with the decision of city go ahead or not. So I would like to represent the same points which I presented to them, that why I believe that this should be a good location for a student housing which I'm trying to build there. Uh, the first concern here for me was that this whole block contains 11 properties, and out of which, sorry. Ah, sorry. Is it clear better now? Keep it close? Yeah, thank you. So the block on which my property is placed, it has 11 total properties, out of which 9 are already R3. My adjacent property is already R3, and 2 other sides are just road, and the third adjacent property is the only remaining property which is R1. So these 2 properties, I believe, should be R3 to go with the adjacent neighbors, because nobody would like to come and live with an R3 zone property, which might become more dense and populated in terms of a single family home. And if you compare, I have, I think, mentioned some of the old listings. A gentleman did build a new home which is pending for sale from last 6 months, which gives me another confidence that R1 new construction home will not survive in this at this property. And the other few recent sales which have been conducted in City of Prairie View, most of them are being supported as student housing rental properties. So rather than doing it student housing in a R1 zone property, I'm trying to do it in the correct way so that I can provide better infrastructure to these students and who can have more access to walkable distance location rather than going to a little far. I have enclosed a letter from Prairie View University. I'm sure you all are much more aware of the situation, but this letter supports that university is in need of more student housing, and there are number of students which have been turned back because they could not find housing within the proximity of the university, or they failed. One important, I think, point.
Ma'am, your time is up. Council, can I ask for an extension for her time?
Thank you very
Second.
much. I will try
It's
to be
been
quick.
properly moved and seconded that the speaker gets additional 2 minutes. Is there any unreadiness? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed have the same right, 2 additional minutes.
Thank you. I'll be quick this time. So I have attached another document to support that although we see that R3 has a little more area assigned as R3, but if you look at this document here on page 3, I have given a breakup of this block particularly, which shows that it's a combination of R3, but my research says that there is no possibility of any more R3 housing which could be put on this land. 1/4 is already part of the Fountain Hill, which is accounted as current housing availability. Rest 1/4 goes to the school zone, where we know that no R3 could be built anymore. The remaining property is inclined with general commercial, which is being listed on the website of Prairie View itself as unrestricted land for sale. They are going to build, what's the term, business park there. So I know that there will be no housing coming anymore. And another remaining area is also part of unrestricted land. So my assumption is that within this small square of R3, why cannot we give students a possibility to live close to university if I am willing to, I'm looking for the blessings of city to go ahead with this decision. It will, of course, help these youngsters who are going to be part of the city for 5 to 7 years and be close to the safe environment.
Please continue.
Yep, that's all I wanted to say today.
All right, thank you so
Thank
much.
you very much.
Thank you.
We will now move on to the next citizens' comment. Mr. Stephen Todd.
Evening, Mayor and City Council members. It's a pleasure to be here with you all. My name is Stephen Todd, and I appreciate this opportunity to speak to you. I think I can keep it under 3 minutes. I'm a member of the Waller County Historical Society, and I'm here to kind of petition for some artifacts for the county courthouse. There's a number of display cases that are on the different floors of the county courthouse. Recently, my wife and I were asked to be curators of these museum pieces, and we kind of like to see some stuff that might represent Prairie View and the university as well. We know that you're a very important part of Waller County. I've come to know a lot about the university as well as the city. This is not my first time to be here at the council meeting. We're looking for anything that might be display worthy, photographs. You see a list of different things that could be included in a display that would represent Prairie View and its rich history in this county. And if you know of anyone that has artifacts that might be worthy of displaying, we'd appreciate contacting myself or my wife or the Historical Society. On that flyer, I put my personal email that you can contact, as well as the Historical Society's website contact us page. So if you know of anything, we'd really appreciate it. Like I said, there's a lot of artifacts there. If you haven't been to the courthouse to look at some of the displays, there's electronic displays as well that we're working on. We've got couple of different empty display cabinets that you see kind of a picture of in that flyer. We've got a couple of empty ones that we'd like to fill with some Prairie View artifacts, if that's possible. Okay? All right. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir. We will now move on to the, I got like multiple alarms. Sorry. We will now move on to the next citizens' comment. We will now move on to the next citizens' comment. Mr. David Allen.
Good evening, Mayor, City Council.
Good evening.
On item number 6, regarding the memorandum of understanding between the City of Prairie View and the Economic Development Corporation, there should be some numbers there, because the city can't write a blank check. And the public disclosure, it may be in some of the information you have in the MOU, But typically, we've always put those numbers, financial numbers, open to the public. So I would like to see that read into the record or added to the next agenda or something, because it shouldn't be a blank check. And I know in a previous meeting, it was mentioned that it would be for a sum of 13 months or so. That building's been trying to be built for about 13 years. So there's a very good chance it's not going to be 13 months. But if it is, what does that 13-month look like? That's about a budget cycle. So is it 40,000, 50, whatever? Because I know when I had 2 buildings put on the side, I heard them speaking to connecting to the previous connections. You can't, because those were now covered with the parking lot, and you're talking about putting buildings on the opposite end. So that's going to take another transmitter, some extended lines, whatever, to get that done. But in looking at the information on the that was shared with us by the Mr. JJ, I would caution council, because we're looking at roughly a $600,000 deficit in Public Works. Public Works is supposed to subsidize itself. It's being subsidized by the general fund, which is the city. That's actually potentially against the law. So I would ask that y'all look into that to be sure. But also, when you look at the $115,000 that was brought before council for the water tower, there's some work on the water tower being discussed. That sounds like it's going under a contract that was never approved by city council in the first place. So you got to be careful. Even in going forward, that contract never came before council. It was signed outside of a city council meeting, and the checks were written and never brought up in front of council, and council was asked previously to investigate that $115,000. The $190,000 that was written just before the mayor came in for legal fees should also be taken a look at. How much of that money is not even on the agenda? We got a lot of stuff about spending more money, and we've got other money that we need to be taking care of, going after. And I'd like to see city council add those things on, and if there's an investigation needed, a forensic audit needed, whatever it is, show us that you're being good fiduciaries of the city's property tax dollars, is really all I'd like to share with you this evening. But when we look at the university students,
Mr. Allen, your time is up.
I'd like to give.
It's been probably moved and seconded that we give Mr. Allen an additional 2 minutes. Is there any unreadiness? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Wait a minute, is 2 minutes enough?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you, Councilwoman.
Any more unreadiness? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed have the same right. Mr. Allen, you have 2 additional more minutes.
Thank you, sir. And I see that my good friend, who was formerly with Bureau Veritas, is being brought on in a new capacity, and I'm glad to see Ms. Rogers still working with the city with the different activities that's taking place. But I probably hear a few times a week about students on council students at the university, at Prairie View A&M University, who are in need of funding. They need jobs. We don't have much here and that sort of thing. So it does disturb me that we would have hired a new position created, a student who attends school in Houston, when we got a couple thousand students on campus who could use that money. That's disturbing to me. Houston is the 4th, almost 3rd largest city in the country, plenty of places to work, and we've got plenty of students here who need work right here. And since it was a position that, as I understand, I've never seen in the budget, that meant it's an illegal hiring. And all of those positions and budgetary things are supposed to come before council for approval. If that didn't happen, that's something that Mayor Pro Tem, y'all need to take a look at, because we have to follow our Texas budgetary laws, or you all can get in trouble. The city can get in trouble. But because the city's never cut it quite this close, if we have a lift station that goes down, y'all are gonna be looking to try to get some money, because money's being spent all over the place and you no longer have the reserve capacity. Please, take a look at, be good stewards of our funding. God bless you.
Thank you, Mr. Allen. We will now move on to Mr. Alfred Johnson.
Mayor, City Council, how y'all doing today?
Hello.
All right, citizens. I was paying attention to the budget meeting earlier, and Attorney Agito, you know I support you, right? I noticed that you quoted the charter in the budget meeting. I would like to see a lot more of that happening. You know what I'm saying? Because it seems like the charter be used at will when it's necessary, when you choose to use it. But, you know, at times I see that you guys do know the charter and you guys do understand the charter. You know what I'm saying? So if we go pick and choose points to use the charter, that ain't cool. You know what I'm saying? So if you're going to use the charter and be in council, you need to, you know, I guess, remind the council or people in charge that, hey, this is what the charter says, because I heard you, you know, quote that charter. And I know a lot of citizens definitely would like to see more charter things happening. Speaking of the charter, there's a charter review going on in September, and I would like to be on the charter review board. Also, I would like to request that we get some type of state involvement with this charter thing, because the same attorney, Mr. Zach, was the same attorney that came up with this faulty charter, right? So when municipalities charter doesn't speak to all the principles or whatever, you lean towards the Texas Constitution, et cetera. So I would definitely infer that the city will consider getting state involved with the charter. I would also like to see, because I see Mike James has an agenda item on here about an audit. And when I saw this agenda item, I actually reached out to Councilman James, because I was sort of, excuse me, just a little pissed with him about it, because, you know, I met with Councilman James, and I'm pretty good with looking up information, and I actually gave him some very credible agenda items to put on the agenda to help him and Ms. Barbara. So when I saw this agenda item, I said, man, this is a very vague agenda item. So I actually reached out to him, and Councilman James told me, Alfred, that is not what I asked to be put on the agenda. And then he turned around and forwarded me his agenda items, and they was detailed. So my thing is, at the last city council meeting, you know, and I know the secretary is doing a good job, and I think she's swamped, right? And I really respect her, you know what I mean? I think she does a good job. But if we're going to say we're going to do better, we need to do better. If we're not going to do better, I'd rather y'all just say you ain't gonna do better. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna refuse the city council for putting agenda items on, I would rather you be like Donald Trump and just do it. You know what I'm saying? Just do what you want to do and say what you want to say. You know what I'm saying?
Mr. Johnson, your 3 minutes is up. Council, do you have an
I
extension?
move that we give.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded. Is there any unreadiness? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed have the same right.
So,
Motion passes 4-1. 2 additional minutes.
so I have, to the mayor's credit, I have a notice that you have been more patient, right? And you've been dealing with the city council a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna give you credit. But I would like to see y'all do better. You know what I'm saying? I would like to see y'all do better to run the city. You know, I would like to see a audit. I would like to see a state audit. You know what I'm saying? I would like to see a federal audit. You know, you're a fresh mayor to this administration or whatever. When's the last time a state and federal audit been done? You know, it needs to go back at least 10 to 20 years, because I keep hearing all these contracts. The city's paying additional money for 3, 4 contracts for the same additional jobs. So let's get some state audits around here. You know what I'm saying? Let's get some federal audits around here. You know, let's get some stores and grocery stores and meat markets and all this kind of stuff, you know? I want to see something different in the city. Or just run over us and do what you want to do. I'm done.
Miss Marie Herndon. Good to see you, Ms. Herndon. How you doing?
Council, city administrators, and all present. In 2003, when I first got on the city council, during that, my 14-year tenure on the council, we had a
You can actually probably just switch it to dais only. That might work. Okay.
Testing, testing. Audio is testing.
I think it works. No. Working. We can hear now. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Alrighty. The next card, oh, I got more cards here. I already got those cards. The next card we got is Councilmember Mike James.
Yeah, I move that we move up the council reports and the mayor report to now before we start business.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded that we move up the council and mayor reports until now. Is there any unreadiness? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed have the same right. We will now go on to council reports. Councilmember Manuel.
Well, you can come back to me.
Councilmember Reed.
I don't have a report. Mike has a report.
Okay, no report from Councilmember Reed. Councilmember James.
Yes, I have a statement to the citizens of Prairie View. Good evening, Mayor, members of the City Council, and citizens of Prairie View. Tonight, I am speaking for several important reasons. First, although I am proud to serve in the Prairie View City Council, I am a citizen of Prairie View first, and I'm also a taxpayer of Prairie View. And therefore, I am very proud to speak directly to the citizens I was elected to represent. Over the past several weeks, I've experienced difficulty placing matters of concern on the City Council agenda. You heard Citizen Al Johnson refer to that. Many weeks, many times, I have submitted my agenda items. I submitted 8 agenda items, and only one agenda item got on the agenda. I've submitted many times. In past several City Hall meetings, my agendas, I feel were unfairly denied to be put on the agenda. This concerns me because I'm not just a councilman, but I'm also an important tool which I bring concerns of the citizens to the city that represent this council. When I'm bringing an issue forward, I'm not simply speaking for myself. I'm attempting to bring forward the questions, concerns, and voices of the citizens of Prairie View. I believe every elected official should have a meaningful opportunity to bring legitimate matters before the government body. Second, responsible use of taxpayer dollars. I also want to address the recent meeting held by the mayor at the Marriott Marquis in downtown Houston, one of the most expensive hotels in the city of Houston. I believe the citizens of Prairie View deserve a clear accounting of the cost of that meeting, including all expenses paid or reimbursed with the city funds. We have told the mayor many times that not to do the retreat because it would be an unfair burden to the taxpayers, and it would be an unjustifiable reason for taxpayer funds. The council told that to the mayor, but he ignored us. And I believe he abuses his authority. And I also like to know what was the total cost to the city, what city funds were used, who authorized this expenditure, what was the purpose and expected benefit of the meeting, why was an outside facility necessary when the Prairie View community has the community center and community facilities available? What tangible benefit did the taxpayers receive from this outrageous misuse of taxpayer funds? When public money is spent, the public has the right to know how much was spent and why it was spent. The council determines the expenditures were made, and this was done without proper, appropriate authorization. I believe the council should take whatever corrective action is permitted under city law and the city's governing documents. It's about accountability, transparency, and responsible stewardship of taxpayer dollars. Third, I've requested a town hall meeting and was denied a town hall meeting that I've asked to speak about these issues. Just like my agenda items have been denied to put on the agenda many times, I feel I'm being unfairly blocked and silenced many times because I have an opposing opinion from the mayor. I think that this should not be allowed. Also, I believe that every city council member has the right to put their agenda items on the agenda to be heard and not to be blocked or silenced by the mayor or anybody else. I also understand that the mayor has put a statement to be included in the official public record. I believe the document incidents that are relevant to my service on the Prairie View City Council and to my personal safety while performing my public duties. I have become increasingly concerned with my interactions with Mayor Nathan Alexander that I have perceived as threatening and intimidation. At a meeting, the mayor confronted me and told me that since I did not vote his way, he was going to hurt me and remove me from the Parks and Rec Committee. Also, at another meeting, he said he was going to show me, because I did not vote the way he wanted, he was going to show me what physical violence is. It is against the law to physically threaten with violence an elected official, and I will be pursuing charges. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councilmember thank you, Councilmember James, for your report. Councilmember Williams, you're recognized for your report.
Yes, I want to thank the citizens for participating.
Can you hit your microphone, Councilwoman?
I want to thank the citizens for participating in our council meetings, whether here face-to-face or whether you're doing it online. I also would like to thank you for your continued support. I also would like to extend my condolences to the bereaved families of the Waller County area, if there are any. Tomorrow, school starts for Waller. I ask for you to watch out for the little people with their pretty little backpacks and they brand new school clothes on. Watch out for the babies catching the bus in the morning, and watch out for them that are catching the bus in the afternoon and going home. I also would like to ask that we continue to pray for our children and our teachers at our local schools and the schools abroad. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Williams. Councilmember Doucette.
Well, good evening, everyone. Thank you, Mayor. Last week, I had the opportunity to represent the city of Prairie View at the Texas Municipal League Newly Elected Officials Conference in San Antonio. The conference provided newly elected municipal officials with the practical training and resources related to governance, municipal finance, ethics, economic development, public information. Throughout TML, I was able to work on collaborative leadership, parliamentary procedure, basic legal requirement for budgets and tax season, and also ethically governing our city. In addition to TML, I was also able to attend the Young Elected Officials Network, which is a national network focused on supporting and developing young elected officials across the country. YEO Network provides young elected officials with the opportunities for national networking, leadership development, policy education, and access to policy resources and technical assistance. And so those are some of the things I've been doing this past few weeks, attended a lot of trainings to be more educated on the road. I'll ask you to bring that card, and I'll do that. While we're doing that as well, I also do want to include that a few weeks ago, this council created a letter that was not included with my signature, and I do want the public to know that the option of the letter being read to me, or the opportunity for me to sign the letter, I didn't have a chance to sign the letter. There's 4 signatures on the letter, not including mine, and so I did raise concerns to the city regarding a possible violation of the Texas Open Meetings Act regarding council members meeting up to sign letters or whether communicate about city business. And I do want to note for the public record that I was not afforded the opportunity to read the letter or to even ask to sign the letter. And so I do want my colleagues to know that I'm a member of the council. I do have my own decisions. I do have my own vote, and I would like to be included in those decisions. But again, I do have those concerns about the violation of the Texas Open Meetings Act to our attorney, and I want that to be clear on the public record. While we're doing that as well, I also want to talk about our partnership with the Prairie View Credit Union. There directly benefits the Prairie View Credit Landmark Card, which directly benefits the city. Every quarterly, the Prairie View Credit Union, they have an agreement with the city. Councilmember James, I think you attended that because me and you talked about the Landmark Card that we both have. And so, yeah, we both have the Landmark Card. And so within that, when you purchase for residents and community members, when you use this credit card at the Prairie View Credit Union, they write a check to the city quarterly. And so I do want to start including and figuring out, and the grant that is that the credit union does right to the city is an opportunity for community development, public gardens, and those things. And so the benefit of, we talk about getting revenue back into our city, there's an opportunity with the Prairie View Credit Union, and these are ways to get back to the city. And so while I'm out and spending and paying for gas, I use my Prairie View Credit Union landmark card, and that gives money back to the city. And so those are ways for us to give money back to the city. And so I did want the city to be aware of the opportunities in order to give back. And that's the conclusion of my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Doucette.
I also have one more thing. I'm sorry, Mayor.
Go ahead.
Also, you good, Will, thank you. I also did want to acknowledge there's a public comment about our city intern earlier, and I just want to commend Will for his opportunity and the great attitude that he does for our city. He shows up with a smile on his face and help benefit this community every single day. So, Will, I do want to let you know I appreciate you for that as well. And so thank you for your service. A few weeks ago, even before that comment about the interns, there was a comment about why do we have interns and what do they do? And today it's kind of surreal to see that people actually care about us having an intern. And so at some point in the time, it's confusing when one day we say we don't need interns and then one day we talk about why do we have one? And so I just want that to be on the record as well. That's my opinion on that. So thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Doucette. I will now move on to my report. I have a couple of things that I have been working on, hard at work on behalf of the good people of Prairie View. So I want to have the opportunity to share that with you now that all of council has been had opportunity to provide theirs. So basically, as you all are aware, I'm pretty sure you've heard that the city council had a council retreat that the whole entire city council was invited to. Unfortunately, most of the city council was not present, so we turned that into an administration retreat where myself, the mayor pro tem, members of the city administration were able to engage in a lot of strategic planning, trying to figure out where we are as a city. We had some leadership development opportunities. We heard from all of our contractors, just to kind of see where we are, what was the problem, and what stuck basically, what's preventing us from moving forward. So it was a really informative 2.5 days. JJ was there with us, so we was able to hear from the numbers from JJ, just being able to talk about where we are as a community. We had a lot of developers. We had 2 or 3 developers who are looking to come to the city. They also came and presented their plans. We were able to see real live action plans. We also got an opportunity for a first look at what our police station would potentially look like. So that was also shown to the chief, who was also there. So it was really a real good opportunity for us to connect, really kind of, get out of the city and really focus on city business. It was a great opportunity for us to do that. So I commend Mr. Jones and his team for that weekend. Brooke, who was also there, our city secretary, who was also there. And I also want to commend Will, our intern, for who spent a lot of time in preparation, reaching out to contractors, reaching out to the hotel, to make sure that we got a great rate at the Marriott Marquis. I believe it was stated that we were at the most expensive hotel in Houston, but I want to let you know that we did not pay the most expensive price, and that is because of the hard work of our intern being able to negotiate an astounding rate that you can't even get at the Super 8 motel. So I appreciate Will for his hard work working on that all summer. That was one of the first projects, actually, that he got when he joined us, and we was able to get that over the finish line. It was a great retreat, and so for those who missed it, you missed a good one. I will now go to the next thing. This council approved the Waller County interlocal agreement to get new roads for 4 additional roads. That is actually part of that is a part of the bond that was passed by Waller County, of course, and then we have money as well that was passed through our bond. So I'm really looking forward with that. I'm looking forward to working with the county to get that done. I'm working with Commissioner Jones to see if we can have some type of ceremonial event that day to break ground on those roads, because those are huge investments. The county is putting an upwards about $21 million of investments in roads into our community, so I feel like that's really something to celebrate. So I'm working with the commissioner's office to set something up, and I will invite all the council for that. I do have a Parks and Rec update for you all. I'm currently working with the Parks and Rec board to revitalize Tapscott Park. I was able to present to them basically their renderings. I was able to present to them their renderings that they provided to me from the students of Prairie View A&M University. They provided renderings, and so I was able to then take those renderings and use Craftsman Playground Solutions, who then provided a full markup of kind of what that park will look like if we got exactly what the students designed, what that will look like. So they provided that. Hopefully one day I can present that to before this council, but before that happens, We're going to take it back to Parks and Rec. We're going to workshop with Parks and Rec. We're going to workshop with the students at Prairie View A&M. Also, we want to workshop with the community as well. So community, please come out, have your voices included, because that's going to be your community park. So there is no final design. There's nothing like that. But we took basically what the students provided, what the Parks and Rec Committee voted on, and we basically turned that into a presentation. We then used that presentation to apply for a $1.5 million grant that this council approved. I was able to submit that application last week with our engineer. So we have been hard at work trying to make sure that we have things in place to move our city forward, and most importantly, funds. I wrote it down, JJ. We got little money trying to make big money. So I think about that aspect every single day on how we can move our city forward. Public safety and police planning. I brought up that we're actively working and steamrolling ahead to the RFQ process and things of that nature for our police station. We have Performance Services, who's really been a big help. Hopefully we can get a presentation. Was presented at the retreat of what the outside of the police station will look like. We're currently in conversations about the size of the building because our force is growing, amen? Our force is growing. We got a lot of development that's coming, and Chief needs some help back there. So we want to get him some more space. So we're in active conversations of what that will look like. So that's continuing. I want to thank the Crime Control and Prevention Board and District who voted to approve money for that project, something that we've been trying to do for years in this community. So that was the first step of the hurdle. We got through it. So now it's time to work and build on and make Prairie View greater. So I appreciate the members of this body that's on that committee that we were able to move that forward. Economic development activity. I've been speaking with the EDC board this week at their retreat. Me and the EDC president have biweekly meetings just to ensure that the city administration and the EDC is aware of what's going on. Really great relationship with the EDC president. Trying to figure out how do we get our name out there, how do we get our branding out there, and how do we bring those opportunities back to our city. We've come up with a couple of those. We're working with the city administration on them, and obviously they will come back to this body for consideration. Regional partnerships. I was also placed on a TxDOT corridor board, as you all are aware of. They're trying to look at ways to expand 290. I was placed on that task force by the state. Basically, they're looking at adding additional corridor to our city. So I was placed on that to ensure that Prairie View has a seat at the table for that. So I'll continue providing information for that. I also participated in my first HGAC meeting that this council voted on. So that was also really insightful as well. I also had the opportunity this past weekend to attend the Young Elected Officials Convention, where I had the opportunity to be around so many great and influential young elected officials, all vying to try to make our communities greater from all across the nation. We had some civic engagement, we had some training, we had some council relation training. It was just a really great weekend to be among so many great leaders, all trying to change our communities. So I really appreciate the opportunity to represent the city there. And then my final thing, as Councilmember Williams said, that school does start back tomorrow. I will be at Jones Elementary in the morning welcoming those kiddos for the first day of school. But as she said, just remember that our kids are back at school. So as we're driving and as we are coming home, make sure that we are being cautious for those kids as they are crossing that road. I also want to point out, I'm going to TML, a new elected official training this week. I'm looking forward to getting some more skills under my belt. I missed the deadline for the first one, what Councilmember Doucette, so I'll get to do that this week in Austin. So I'm looking forward to, touching up on my skills and making sure that I'm good and ready to serve the people. But as always, it's a privilege and an honor to serve you all. We're actively working on behalf of you all. If there's anything that I can ever do as your mayor, if there's something that is misunderstood, or you feel like that I might be misunderstood sometimes, if you feel like that I can do better at something, please, please, please reach out to me, reach out to my office, set up a meeting with me because this is your community. And most importantly, I want to hear from the voices within it. So thank you for the privilege and the honor to serve. And as always, God bless Prairie View. Okay. We will move on to the next part of our agenda.
You have something to say? No, you won't. Well, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Special Counsel Aguero. Sure, go ahead.
Thank you so much for recognizing me, Mr. Mayor. I think it's an appropriate time for me to speak on the issue of our agendas for our meetings. As you all know from our last meeting, our brand new city secretary pointed out the importance of moving the deadline for submitting agenda items to the Monday at 5 p.m. before a regular city council meeting. The idea of that was to give us time to make sure that the agenda meets the legal notice requirement under the Texas Open Meetings Act. One of the notice requirements that may not have been as clear prior, because we've all been focused on getting it out on time, right? And making sure that those 3 full business days are met. But one of the issues with an agenda is also proper notice to the public of what will actually be discussed. So, for example, if an agenda item has been submitted that is illegible, that someone might not be able to understand if they read it because it is poorly worded or misspelled or grammatically incorrect, that is not an agenda item that would go onto the agenda in that form. Likewise, if an agenda item is not legally cognizable, it cannot go on the agenda either. Legally cognizable means we cannot actually take the action because it would be illegal or it would be in conflict with our current law, whether it's state, federal, or local law. So if we have agenda items that are submitted that do not give proper notice to the public for any reason, whether a person who reads it would not be able to understand it or it's not legally cognizable, then in that situation, the city attorney wishes to have enough time to reach out to council members to discuss the agenda item that has been submitted so that we can get the agenda items into a place where it makes sense. Whether the agenda item is redundant is also an issue. If an issue that's been proposed for the agenda has already been addressed at a previous meeting or at 5 previous meetings, then we want to be able to reach out to the council person and ask whether they consider this agenda item to still be appropriate for the future agenda. So in the case of agenda items that might meet one of those 3 issues, unintelligible, not legally cognizable, or redundant, the plan is to reach out to the council member who submitted the agenda item with sufficient time to get their feedback. We could work together to revise the item, rephrase it, or otherwise remove it. In the case of council members who recently had their agenda items not presented on the agenda, there's been a diligent effort to reach out to them, first by phone call, then by text message, then by email, and sometimes even in person. A refusal to communicate with my office in that case, or with the city secretary's office, will unfortunately result in your submitted agenda items being removed, because in the condition that they were submitted, they are not appropriate for providing legal notice to the public of what will be discussed. So if for some reason you missed the phone call, the text message, or the email, please reach out to me as soon as possible to let me know about the unfortunate situation of your agenda item not making it onto the agenda. But just so you know, we have to have the agenda finalized no later than 4 o'clock on the Tuesday before a regularly scheduled meeting so that it can be posted in a timely manner to meet the requirements of the Texas Open Meetings Act. I take that very seriously, and I consider myself your partner in ensuring that this city's interests are protected. And so when the public reads our agendas, they understand that this is serious business. So thank you all so very much. On the issue of the internal audit regarding the retreat that then became a training, we've actually received a legal opinion by outside counsel before that retreat happened in regards to legality, in regards to public use of funds, and I'd love to share that opinion with you in Executive Council. I regret that none of the questions you asked today had ever been presented to my office, and I don't think any of the questions you asked today were presented to the mayor either, for opportunity for those questions to be answered. But one of the things that has been done in direct response to your concerns is that we have invited outside counsel to be here tonight to speak with you in executive session about whether it would be a good use of taxpayer dollars to have a forensic audit of a retreat that was actually approved in a line item budget by the council under the line item of training. And so that individual is present here tonight because we wanted to be responsive to your concerns as submitted for the agenda. But sometimes if your agenda items are present on the agenda but have been rephrased, the goal there is to prevent a waiver of privilege. And finally, I think it'll be important for our council to be trained on some basic understanding of concepts like confidentiality and attorney-client privilege, so that we can work in a professional manner. And I look forward to some of that training being done at the workshop that Councilwoman Williams has organized for us on September the 19th. Thank you all so much for your time.
Thank you, Special Counsel Ghetto. You have something, Councilman Doucette?
Councilor Ghetto, just a few questions regarding some of the remarks that you made to just have more clarity. Regarding, even today, there's a public comment regarding the agenda items, regarding including specific information. And I do want to thank both of your offices because I think it's clear that if we get the agenda out on time, it can be more detailed. I do have questions for council members that may not be, that may not be as effective as sending an email or sending a call or a text message regarding their agenda item. What are some other ways that council members are able to put their agenda items on the agenda if they weren't tech savvy to send an email or shoot back a text message?
Are you saying that you have a concern about current council members who are not able to send an email properly?
So no, the question is just to ask for my colleagues if they aren't able to respond to the email effectively or do so, what are other ways that they can put their items on the agenda? Is that coming in person or writing it down? Like what are other options for them to put the items on the agenda when it comes to submitting them? I know right now the process is for us to send an email, which I think is effective, but if a council member is unable to send the email, what is just the proper way that they will be able to do so? You also mentioned in person as well, right? Coming in person to submit the items on the agenda?
May I answer this question? Thank you. Again, when it comes to the agenda, this is as I continue to iterate, a pain point for the city. And it is very imperative that we are in compliance with the Texas Open Meeting Act. And it is also very important that it is fair and equitable to myself to be able to diligently and effectively be able to put those things together to give to our legal counsel for final review. My answer to that is no, and I'm going to tell you why. With the current state of our city, accountability is necessary. I need those agenda items in writing via email through your city email for safety and protection purposes, also for accountability purposes. Writing it on a piece of paper, the space is limited in the bag. I don't even have space to do my job effectively. I cannot be accountable to keep up with paper. A phone call is also not efficient because I never wanted to come back that I manipulated someone's agenda item and there's no way to trace, or there's no record to be able to go back and hold me accountable. So council, genuinely from my heart, this system is not in place to make things difficult. It is for the preservation and perpetuity of the integrity of my office and my position and duty to the city.
Thank you. I support that. I agree. I just wanted to know if there are any other ways. I do think we should continue to constantly use our CD records and CD emails so that way when a public request is done, we have it in one area. So thank you for that and effectiveness.
And I also would like to say, please, guys, I would love to see you guys come to my office. If we need help with tech, if we need to do something collaboratively together to make things more efficiently, please, I'm more than welcome. I actually look forward to partnering with us because we have to ensure that we are curating systems that will preserve the longevity and the integrity of the city. So please, I'm looking forward to working with you all.
Thank you. Thank you.
Any other questions for the special counsel? Councilmember Manuel. Is this a report or you got questions?
Report.
Okay.
Yeah, question.
Yep, you have any questions, Councilman?
Oh, you can go ahead. Go
Oh,
ahead.
okay. I was making sure that we're good for the special counsel first. Are you good, Councilmember James?
Yeah.
Okay, we're good, special counsel. Thank you. Councilmember
you.
Manuel, you're recognized for your report.
Okay, on the agenda items, well, I had problem with my computer, so I wasn't able to, I was locked out of my computer because I was supposed to be updating my agenda items. But the computer stayed off all night, and I came up here and contacted Blue Iron, and they got the computer back running. But I do have a lot of problems with that computer, laptop. Okay, on the contract, on Mr. Ghetto, what is she? Is she an attorney or is she a counselor? Because I see she's sitting up there now as a counselor, attorney. That's what's in front of her. So I don't know, what is her title? Is she an attorney? What?
Councilmember James, you're out of order. Councilmember Manuel has the floor for her report for
So,
an
Mr. Ghetto, are you an attorney or are you, because I don't know, we didn't hire you as an attorney. So, but then you going on the legal counsel, so I'm kind of confused.
Thank you so much for the question. So there's a legal definition of an attorney. That means that I'm a member of the Texas Bar. I'm licensed to practice law in the state of Texas and in all the courts of the state of Texas. I was hired here as special counsel by a vote of this council by the majority of the members here on May 20th of 2026, and that is duly reflected in the minutes. The scope of my work is to provide legal advice to the city on general legal matters. So that is my role.
So do you work with the other attorney office?
Meaning our outside counsel?
Yes.
Yes, so if we have outside counsel, it's part of my job to help supervise them and work collaboratively with them in the best interest of the city.
What is the other attorney firm?
There are multiple outside
No,
attorney firms.
what is the name of it? The one?
Charles Zach or?
Yes. Are you affiliated with Attorney Zach organization?
No, I'm not. The Denton Navarro Law Firm is also special counsel for a specific scope of work.
Okay, so in the police department, how are you affiliated since you're doing some of their responsibilities in the police department?
I'm not doing any of the police department's responsibilities, but I do provide legal advice to them because they are a part of the city, and my job is to protect the city's best interests. So I regularly consult with our chief of police, as well as the lieutenants and other officers, so that we can protect the city's best interest.
Because I'm waiting on the police report, and I have not received the police report. And it's in reference to the mayor, a harassment report. So I'm waiting on it. So what do I need to do? Because they say it's in your hands.
Who said it was in my hands?
The police report. That's what they, Chief, can you, the reports that I'm waiting on, you said they had to go to her for Bennett, so
Okay,
the
so-
process.
Okay, so Councilwoman Manuel, this time does belong to you, but I feel like we are now veering outside of reports. I indulged in a conversation, said for you to ask questions to the special counsel, but a report
Okay, I
is supposed to
can
be
complete-
giving your time of what you've been doing to the citizens. So if you can get back to speaking to the citizens and not a Q&A, I would appreciate it.
Okay, this also is about the citizen, because they want to know some information that I'm not able to give the citizen, because I can't, I'm waiting on some answers.
May I address your question? It sounds like your question relates to a public information request. And if you look at your agenda for tonight's meeting, we have a proposed ordinance regarding the public information requests, so that we can install new policies and procedures for that, so that we do not have our city staff feeling harassed by our elected officials when they make those requests. Like many other cities, there will be appropriate procedures that will need to be followed in making those requests. our city officials have a special right of access to information. And as you know, the opinion that you received from TML, because you've asked them multiple times, shows that elected officials also need to follow the policies and procedures that are implemented by the city so that we can maintain order. So I'm looking forward to you all considering that agenda item later this evening so that you'll understand the appropriate policy and procedure for your public information requests.
Thank you, Special Counsel Ghetto. Councilman Mann, do you have anything else to add for your report?
Yes. Well, if I had to receive, all a council member would receive the appropriate, in order, what is, the paperwork on filing the procedures in which to receive your reports. I wouldn't have to be up here saying it, but I haven't received anything. And she's saying now they're going back, am I right? They're going back now on the agenda, she said, to follow the procedures, but I hadn't received anything in the present on the procedure.
May I be recognized, please, Mayor?
City Secretary Jeffrey.
As stated last week in my report, public information request is very much a pain point for the city because there was no real process prior to me coming here.
Right, excuse me. Well,
Hold
really,
on, Councilmember Manuel, the floor belongs to the City Secretary.
This is not to alienate you because this process will apply to council members, residents, developers, anyone who wants to inquire any information from the city, regardless of what the department is. There is a proper protocol and process that we must adhere to ensure that we are in compliance with what the state has said. Again, we are a growing city, and truthfully, it is not enough hands for the work here. So truthfully, there needs to be just grace for the timeline in which the information is requested. Coming in and demanding information the same day is truly just not, it's not possible with the workload that we have. If we could do it, we absolutely would, but we cannot. State even tells us that we have 10 days to respond to public information requests. My office also has the authority to reach out to say that request needs to be extended, so we have efficient enough time to get that paperwork and to ensure that our office is protected and that we have gone through all the measures and procedures to get that information to you. Is giving you the information or anyone else an information to process? No. But as a city, it is very imperative that we are adhering to processes to get this started. And I'm going to state this on record again. If you are listening, if you are in the audience, if you are on the diocese, please, from the office of the city secretary, give us grace. The system was non-existent. It was non-existent. We have so many outside people from the state demanding information and requests that can put the city in very deep consequences that we need to respond to first. So certain things just do not serve as priority. So yes, it is an agenda item, as stated last week. It is also something that we are effectively have been working on. I'm excited to roll that out to ensure that we can close this gap and again, ensure this process to be implemented in the city so that we no longer have these constant reoccurring issues with public information requests. But again, from my office to the dais, to the council, to residents, to anyone listening, there is a process that must be adhered to, and demanding information does not make it come any faster.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. Councilmember Manuel, do you have anything additional?
Yes, what I was saying is before she even exists. So I was saying we should have had the information way before she exists. So she's saying now they working on getting it in place, but I wasn't talking about, during the time she was here because she just came on.
Okay, is there anything
So I
else?
was talking about before.
Okay, yes,
But she
ma'am.
having to be here now, so.
Yes, ma'am, understood. Anything else on your report?
No, I just ended at this time.
All right, thank you,
Okay,
Councilmember
thank you.
Manuel. We have now concluded with the council and the mayor's report. We will now move on to the business item of our agenda. Business agenda item number 1, discuss, consider, and take possible action on improving the city's 2026 back to school initiative. Councilmember Williams, you want to start?
before, I think it was, last week. It was last week that we were talking about doing backpacks, for Jones Elementary. And so I had suggested that, we not put a dollar amount on it, that we just go to Walmart and, buy a certain amount of backpacks, where there's 200 of them or 300 of them. And, the police were gonna be involved in going to Jones and passing out those, backpacks to, our elementary kids at Jones Elementary.
But do we know ballpark figure, the amount?
No, I was going to find out if one of the ladies in the front office could call Walmart, see how many backpacks they have, but I wanted to, get clarity first from Jones to make sure that they can still bring the little cute backpacks, or have they all went to clear backpacks? I know in Cyfair we're at clear backpacks, but they can have whatever. And so that's why I said, we were gonna have somebody call Walmart, see if they have 200 backpacks. But anyway, and see if one of our ladies could go and find out from JJ how we can make this happen financially, and, go pick the backpacks up and then bring them back, and then let the officers go to Jones and, give the backpacks to the, principal, and let them pass them out as possible. Because also throughout the year, kids lose their backpacks, backpacks get torn, so they could just have have them so that they can replace the baby's backpacks.
Thank you. Is that all, Councilmember Williams? Okay. I was also going to add to this as well. I know we have been talking about it, myself and the city secretary as well. We were thinking about potentially putting a cap about $500 spending on it, and then we could then go to Jones Elementary to pass those out with the police. Like I said, I'm already going to be at Jones tomorrow. So the theory would be to pass some of those out. The city secretary also did get with the Jones Elementary, and what we're going to do is we're going to give them to the counselor. So those who are in need can go to the counselor and get a backpack. But that's what me and Mrs. Jeffrey have been working on this week. So Ms. Jeffrey, please feel free to correct if anything I said was not wrong, or you want to add something I can't really see you down there. But that's what we have been discussing with the backpack initiative, speaking that school starts tomorrow.
Someone want to say how much, you said you want to say something?
Go ahead, Councilmember Doucette.
So I won't have to call you up, Mr. JJ, so, because I know we're going to be discussing like what price, or putting a price on it so that we could approve a price. Right now we have 4,800 left in our community development initiative, just so that the council understands where we at when it comes to deciding on the price.
Thank you.
4,800?
Yes.
4,800.
May I be recognized?
Madam Secretary.
Yes, so Councilwoman did bring this up. I love the idea. We partnered with it immediately in thought. So just kind of based on an estimate of what we have done price-wise, we can definitely supply what is needed within a budget of $500.
Councilmember Doucette.
I just also wanted to include, I really support this initiative, and I do think obviously, students do deserve, those backpacks as well. But I would like to include our other school that's in the city, the university. Prairie View University is also going back to school. Students also do wear backpacks, so we could include, the back to school initiative for both schools, H.T. Jones and the university, because there are students as well at the university that stays and studies in the city who also need those resources. And maybe we can bring some backpacks to the student affairs department in that area as well for the students. There's a lot of foster care students that's in the system that goes to university that may need resources and backpacks. So I would appreciate the council can agree on doing the back to school initiative, supporting both schools with the 4,800 that we have in the budget. And we don't have to use it all for this one initiative, but just to support both schools.
Can I say something?
Councilmember James, go ahead.
Yeah, the community outreach, the 4,800 that you're talking about, community outreach. Also, there's money in the community outreach for the Martin Luther King, celebrations, and the Juneteenth. So we can't, that's already done?
And National Night Out.
Yeah, so. Right.
Yeah, the university is actually exempt as being a part of the community. If you look at just property taxes, they don't pay no taxes at all. So the university community is actually exempt. I applaud you for bringing that up. But when we talk about initiative from the city itself, basically you're looking at city it's a touchy.
I got you.
It's a touchy issue. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yes, sir. I appreciate that, and I do want to just regard that as well. I do think it's important that the city continues to move forward and build the relationship with the university. The fact that I was a student for the past 4 years, we don't pay property tax, that's understandable, and I can give props to the residents who does pay property tax, which is the majority of our revenue in the city. But again, I think it's important the university sits in the city of Prairie View, and so the idea to give back to both the university and the school, I don't see a problem with us being able to provide backpacks to students in the city as well.
They're not
So,
taxpayers.
okay, so
That's all I'm gonna say.
yes,
Thank
sir.
you, JJ.
So some of the comment was made that students are not taxpayers or the university is not taxpayers. That's understandable. It also is understandable that the students that go to H.T. Jones, not all of them stay in the city of Prairie View. So I mean, that's they have to stay in the city. All of them have to be in the city of Prairie View. So every student that attends the school is in Prairie View. Okay, that's good to know. Councilman Williams said so. That's good to know if that's accurate. But my idea was just to give backpacks to both schools. That's where I want to go with that. So.
Councilmember Williams, you're recognized.
Okay, I'm big on following JJ and what JJ says, and so I don't want to spend money doing something that could cause an issue, cause problems. But every student that goes to Jones Elementary is a resident of Prairie View, and the only way they're not a member of Prairie View is some people who live in Cypress, live other places, they can bring their kids to Jones and go to school as an employee. So yes, that is something that happens. But again, I listen to JJ. He been here the longest, and if he says something, then you got to take it into consideration. Not only that, we did not think about backpacks for college students when we were first talking about this. It was just talking about H.T. Jones, because if that's the case, then we can do all of Waller schools. If that's the case, but that's not what we're trying to do. Jones is a Title I school, and if you don't know what Title I is, meaning it's a low-performing school, and it's a school where free lunch is very prevalent. Those type of things happen, and so that's why when you're looking at a school to help with backpacks and things like that, you're looking at the students that are going to Jones and the benefit that a backpack would give, because a house of one or a house of two might not be able to get 2 backpacks, might not be able to get 3 backpacks. So that's what you're looking at as far as the kids that go to Jones Elementary.
Thank you, Councilmember Williams. Councilmember Reed.
Well, I know our heart goes out to everyone, and we like to help everyone, but we weren't the only people that had a back-to-school drive. Several people had back-to-school drives, and I'm sure like us, all our leftovers, we packed them up and took them to Jones today. So they have some extras right now, I know, because we took things.
Thank you, Councilmember.
Everything, backpack, paper, pen, folders, everything.
Thanks, Councilmember Reed. Councilmember Doucette.
Yes, I think some of those supplies are just sitting in the office right now in the box, so I think we're waiting to purchase everything else to deliver them. Because I do know I've seen some school supplies currently back there right now, so I don't think those was quite delivered. But again, just a concept of. That's because there's some stuff in the city too. I thought you was like the city has a box of backpacks. Just overall, the comments, I think we see where, I don't know, it's really interesting to see as a student who spent almost 5 years in the city of Prairie View, who has invested into the stores that's in this community as well, who has invested into community service in this community, who has invested the opportunity to meet residents, knock on doors, take out trash, help residents with their property when requested, and spent this time in the city. But I can drive in the city and get pulled over by the city and get a ticket, and then have to come to the court and pay the city when it's time to pay the ticket. And so the fact that we cannot support students that lives in the city is an issue with me, and it's very frustrating. When it's time for elections, y'all, it's an issue when students vote in the city. And now we can't provide no student with backpacks. This agenda item is not clear enough anyway to say what school it was going to. We did speak about H.T. Jones. Yes, I'm in agreement with giving the backpacks to students. I'm a Title I Pell Grant eligible student. I'm a first-gen college graduate, so I do understand what Title I schools go through. I'm a registered volunteer with Waller ISD, and I read to students every year at H.T. Jones. I will be there tomorrow morning as well. But again, the comments that were made. Also, let me stop the conversation. Mr. Ghetto, is there any legal preferences, matters when it comes to us supporting the university with backpacks as well, as much as we're supporting the school in the city? Is there any legal remedies of us spending money from community outreach that would allow? Is this put us in illegal bonding?
Thank you for asking. The whole concept of the community outreach budget line item that was approved in the 2025 budget is for you all to decide whether and who and to what extent you want to give funds that are charitable. And so those charitable funds can be used inside the city or outside the city based on the discretion of this council. I did raise my hand because you mentioned that you felt like this agenda item was a little bit too ambiguous. Two different individuals submitted an item. One of them specified which school, and the other was more broad. And I thought, in order to reconcile those two, instead of having redundant items, that we could put it under one item that's relatively broad and give you as colleagues the opportunity to sort it out, working together as partners to figure out what the 2026 Back to School initiative should look like. And I would expect and hope going forward that you all can do that work before we get here to a meeting like this, because you've had this agenda since Tuesday.
Thank you, Special Counsel. Councilmember Williams.
That's fine. I'll take my name off. It'll just be, it can.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Taking off Wendy Williams.
Okay, so that's where we are. So my recommendation would be hearing the thoughts of the council. My recommendation would be to kind of split the baby. I would say that we increase it to $800 and do $400 to Jones, $400 to the university. Council, what's your pleasure on that?
From the discussions, it just seems like that no one is interested in supporting the students of the university as well. So I mean, that's just quite interesting. So I will move that we spend a total of $400 for backpacks and supply for backpacks to H.T. Jones Elementary and to Prairie View A&M University.
800?
It's a total of $800 and a $400 split between both schools.
It's been properly moved. Is there a second? Motion dies for a lack of a second.
It's just clear that my colleagues don't want to support, anybody that stays in the city, and so I just want that to be on the record.
Council, what's your pleasure for agenda item number 1? Go ahead. Yeah, we're still here.
Why couldn't just stay at 500?
We can say at 500. We can split it 300 and 200. It's the pleasure to council which I want to do. That was just a suggestion that I gave to ensure equity amongst the two. But council, what's your pleasure on it? I have no vote. Councilmember Emanuel.
Well, on the backpacks, have they supported the university and the city before?
The city hasn't done a backpack initiative at all to university or H.T. Jones. So this is the first time in a long time since Councilmember Randall was here that the city is getting back involved in community, back to school initiatives. Any other member of council have anything to add before I turn it over to special counsel?
Well, yeah, I have something to say. I understand Doucette, what he's saying about, college students and being here. But we also must be mindful of the fact that, taxpayers that foot most of the bills of the city, we have to be concerned about them. Yes, we are concerned about college students because it's a college town, but majority of the financial burden is on the taxpayers. So we, even though we want to support the students, we also have to be mindful of the fact that the taxpayers, the citizens who pay property taxes, they must be accounted for as well. So, just saying, spend money to the college students and not considering the taxpayers who spend money, who support this, who support the city, and put money into this community outreach, we have to be also mindful of them. So I'm just saying that to speak up for the taxpayers.
Councilmember Doucette.
I'm gonna stay brief. I completely agree with you, Councilmember James. It is very important that we support our taxpayers and be grateful that you're a responsibility to our city. Not against it. I was a student who volunteered free service to every community resident in this community, and now I'm at the point where I would rather personally spend my personal stipend on supporting those students. But again, it is clear when it's time for elections, every member of this council will be on that campus. So please be careful of the decisions you make on this dais when it's time for you to request a student's vote.
Special Counsel Ghetto.
May I make a suggestion that might forge a compromise here? And it really is a suggestion, I'm not a policymaker. Potentially identify a set of, JJ.
JJ, you do not have the floor. This floor belongs to the special counsel. Okay. All right. You're talking loud enough, sir. All right. Okay.
May I offer a suggestion that you potentially adopt a certain set of students who have aged out of the foster care system, who are students at the university, and you are able to set a budget that fits the specific students that you adopt for this purpose, and do that along with the Jones students.
Councilmember Williams.
Anybody's personal business like that. So I'm just gonna make the motion that we go ahead and consider the 400 to H.D. Jones, the 400 to PV, and let them figure out how they're gonna decipher the backpacks to the PV students, but we know how we're gonna decipher them to Jones.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded that 400 goes to H.T. Jones, 400 goes to the university, totaling $800. Is there any unreadiness?
Have already.
Councilmember Reed, you're recognized.
Normally, when kids are in that type of program at the university, their counselors will direct them to where they can get services or where things are available. And if we had a initiative ourselves, when they show up, they would show their student ID and would also be able to get backpacks or whatever they need. But I don't think we need to donate any money to the Texas A&M system.
Most of our community members are Prairie View A&M University graduates, and some of ourselves, and some of us are actually students at the university currently on this dais. So, thank you.
Any more unreadiness?
All I'm saying is, Jaquavius, you tell them what
Oh,
you're
hold on,
doing.
Councilmember.
You tell your students to
Hold on,
come to the
Councilmember Reed,
city and
Councilmember
get
Reed, Councilmember
something.
Reed.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
refer to
Yeah.
Councilmember. Don't refer to first names or personal
I'm sorry.
attacks. You're good.
Mayor.
Councilmember Doucette.
Yes, ma'am, I completely agree with you. It's not many times I disagree with you all, and so I completely agree with everything Councilmember James said, everything that you said. I really do appreciate that. I do think it's important to note I'm a newly elected official in this council, and part of my platform I ran on was to bridge the gap between the city and the university. And so anytime I have a chance to advocate for those students or the university for us to come together, I'm going to continue to do so. So I actually didn't disagree with any of you all, anything you all said, except when you all said that students this and students that, you don't pay taxes, I mean, which is the truth. It's still not a disagreement. But the action of like, we can't spend $400 to support students at a university and in a city, that's just my idea, my take on it. So as an elected official in this dais, I run on a platform, and it's one of my platforms, so it's important to me to advocate for those students. So I'll call for question.
Councilmember Manuel, then call for question.
Mr. JJ, so you're saying they're not able to do that in the budget to support Prairie View students?
When the city references the community, I understand your point, Jacavius, but when when you reference the community, you reference the taxpayers within the community. That's the point I'm just making to you. It was brought up earlier about when we were talking about a property tax rate, who the taxpayers are. It was mentioned that they don't get a bang for their dollar. And so I understand where you are, Jacavius. I really do. You were a student. But I'm only saying from our city standpoint, we're a small city, not a large city. I wish we could do more. But again, given our relevant size and what you can reach, 400 is a small token. Golly, come on, let's face it. Whatever y'all decide to do, y'all do it. But I only spoke from a general city standpoint. You spoke from a university. I can understand where you are.
No, sir.
We can agree to disagree.
No,
But
sir.
anyway,
I'm speaking from a city standpoint as well. I would love to we have until September to spend this money, so I would love to create an initiative as well to support our residents outside of University Drive. And so that's something I'm looking forward to do, because we do have less than a month. And so if any council member is willing to assist me in helping find a community initiative, because every month, I also donate Meals on Wheels to seniors every month, once a month. Every month, I do that too. So there's ways I support and stand in the city too. It's not an argument. I'm not being biased. I just want to support the entire city. And again, I'm an advocate for it. I'll call for the question because it seems like right now we're trying to be influenced on our decisions and not make decisions for ourselves.
well, anyway, it's y'all's decision. But I just gave my standpoint, that's all.
Ms. Jeffries, can I ask you to please contact the university and find out what department those backpacks can be delivered to, so we can make sure that they're gonna go where they need to go.
My
And
pleasure.
it might be social services, I don't know, but if you can just find out.
Yes.
You can call Mr. Huffman or whoever it is to just find out where the backpacks would need to be dropped off at, so we can make sure that it gets into the right hands and the students that would want them and need them.
Thank you, Councilmember Williams. We're going to end discussion on this, calling for questions, calls. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed have the same right. Motion passes unanimously. We're moving on to agenda item number 2, discuss and consider and take possible action on improving, where are we at? Agenda item number 2, discuss, take action to assist the water line situation with the Richard family. Councilmember James.
Yes.
Richard family.
Yes, Richard. I have actual Charles Richard here, and I'd like to ask him to come up to the podium and please speak on this issue.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
The situation with that water line is that, which one is that?
That's the small one.
Small one?
Yeah.
Yeah, the smaller one. Is it on?
It's on now. It's on. It's on. It's on.
You can raise it up.
No, it's off now.
Yeah,
It's off.
pick-
It's on
Now
now.
it's on.
Hold it to you. You might have to.
Just
You
pick
might
it
have
up.
to.
Pick up.
Okay.
Pick
Yeah,
it
there you
up
go,
and
there you
stretch
go.
them out, yes.
Yeah, the situation with the water line is that back a few years ago, the water line was put in. And TDOT's disapproved the water line because it was built in the middle of the ditch when it should have been put at the corner, not at the corner, but up closer to the fence. And when I talked to the people in the city works, they said that they had to bring in about 300 more feet of water line in order to make it right. And I was wondering what has to happen to correct that problem that the city made years ago, to get the water line corrected where we can have water on the place.
Do we need to talk to Public Works?
Maybe
Councilmember Williams, you're recognized.
Mr. Jones, can you in Public Works assist Mr. Richard with his issue and his concern?
Hello. I'll have to take a look at it. If the water line is already in the ditch is part of the easement. So we'll have to see if that line is creating current issues. That line, depending on when this was put in, it was put in before the city was incorporated. So that was a county line put in, but it is now part of the city. I'll get out there tomorrow and take a look at it. And
Can y'all exchange phone numbers or whatever, so Mr. Richard can have that?
Because it was put
Okay.
in, the city of Prairie View is the one who put the water line in. But we'll talk about that tomorrow when I come by.
That's good.
All right, thank
And
you.
Mr. Jones, just provide us an update when you can. Mr. Richard, you can always feel free to follow up with me as well, making sure that we get to the bottom of this thing. Take care of you, sir. All right,
All right,
thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember James. Agenda item number 3,
Mayor-
discuss.
I'm sorry.
Councilmember Doucette.
I move that we put item number 3 in executive session. So you was about to read item number 3. I know it's the Open Meetings Act. We have the agreement in front of us, but I think we may want to discuss it, this ordinance,
Yes, okay, that's fine.
unless the council has already been acknowledged on this part of the packet.
Okay, yeah, we can, that's council's pleasure. I'm gonna read it first, and then I'm not for sure if we have other items that we need to go in executive session about, we can combine them, if so. Agenda item number 3, discuss, consider, and take possible action on approving an ordinance establishing the city's public information request procedures and adopting an ordinance I'm sorry, sorry about that. I missed adopting a fee schedule consistent with the Texas Attorney General's public information cost rules. Council, what's your pleasure? I know Councilmember Doucette was saying on an executive session about it. You have the ordinance in front of you.
I move that we go into executive session on this issue that,
Councilmember Williams.
Can we just move it for last to go into executive session and finish the agenda?
Oh yeah, just to move it there.
Yeah, that's fine.
So I move to move agenda item number 3 to executive session at the end of the city council meeting.
I second that.
It's been properly moved and seconded that we add this to executive session. Is there any in readiness? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. All those opposed have the same right. Item number 3 will be put into executive session. Agenda item number 4, discuss, consider, take possible action on Planning and Zoning Commission recommendations, including consideration of an ordinance correcting the official zoning map for the Prairie View Cricket Field property to reflect previously approved mixed-use zoning classifications. I'm not for sure Ms. Tisdale's here, but basically, might need to move this. I don't really have enough information on it, but Planning and Zoning approved an item at their last committee meeting to allow, I can't remember the zoning phase, so I don't want to misspeak, but basically, it was to allow the use of the digital sign that the cricket field currently has up there to be put into place. If I'm not mistaken, I want to say they was trying to change it to R3, but I can't remember, so I don't want to put that on the record. But Planning and Zoning did approve that recommendation, and so now it's just brought back before this body. Councilmember Williams.
I move to table this item to the next city council meeting.
I second that.
It's been properly moved and seconded to table this item to the next city council meeting. Is there any unreadiness? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed have the same right. This item is tabled. The agenda item number 5, discuss, consider, and take possible action on approving a professional services agreement with Safe Build for building inspection, plan review, and permitting and related code administrative services. So basically, this is kind of fell on my desk when I kind of got into office, and I believe we have someone from Safe Build here. Oh, yes. Hello, how you doing? You can come up here and speak. But basically, this kind of fell on my desk when I was in office, something that Mr. Kilpatrick was working on. And we kind of got through the finish line. Attorney Zek has been involved in like the agreement process. But I'll turn it over to Safe Bill and then council, we can talk about it in executive session or whatever. But you have the floor.
Questions, if they've been able to read the PSA, continues doing what y'all been doing. I know y'all were with another third-party company, and that's what we are, is a third-party company. Other plan review. Oh, no, I was gonna say, let's move this to.
Yep. You can continue talking if you have anything else you need to add.
No, I'm just gonna see if y'all had any questions.
Okay.
Mayor,
Any questions? Go ahead.
I move that we include item number 5 at the end of the meeting for executive session.
Second that.
It's been properly moved and seconded that item number 5 be moved to executive session. Any unreadiness? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed have the same right.
And if you may just stick around so that way we could ask those questions about the PSA for the Safe Build. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Agenda item number 6, council, we can table that, and we can table that as EDC. Is not, we have more updates from EDC at the next meeting, so I ask for council to table number 6.
Mayor,
Councilmember Doucette.
I move that we table item number 6, discuss, consider, and take possible action on approving a memorandum of understanding between the City of Prairie View and the Prairie View Economic Development Corporation regarding the placement, ownership, maintenance, and the use of temporarily modular buildings.
It's been properly moved and seconded. Is there any unreadiness? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed has the same right. Item number 6 is tabled. Item number 7, discuss, consider, and take possible action on improving the final design and branding for the city's elevated water tower. So this is something that I literally just found out about last week. They emailed asking for the approval. Mr. Jones and I were put on that email, and then I was got on the phone with the guy. He came up and met. I met with him. And basically, we're just trying to decide how we want our water tower to look. And so I didn't want to make that decision without talking to you all. So this is kind of why we are here with that. We can talk about it in executive session if I want to or what. But also remember that if the more I guess color is going to be the more cost. So just try to take that into consideration as well. But yeah, these are the 4 options. And so I just wanted to see what y'all thought. You should have got one. Oh, here you go. You got one. You got one for Mr. Jones? Okay.
Mayor, I move that we take this.
Sorry.
I move that we table. That we move this to executive session.
Second.
It's been properly moved that we move. It's probably properly moved and seconded that we move agenda item number 7 to executive session. Is there any unreadiness? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying, Special Counsel Ghetto.
Just to clarify, are you seeking legal advice on the final design for the elevated water tower?
We're seeking clarification on where we are with the contract. I know we had some hiccups that was supposed to be worked out.
With
So has
Viking?
the contract been finalized?
With Viking?
Yeah, I know Viking has started work at least 2 weeks ago.
That's why the water. We can go to executive session about it. Yeah.
I think the council wants to pretty much.
We got the issue with the money, the $115,000.
We can go to executive session.
The tower is down. Viking is doing the work now.
Right,
This
doing
is
the work. The
something
tower's down.
That council
Previous
approved
council.
many months ago.
I think the goal was to pretty much trying to like discuss and deliberate on what we think is the best option between us, or unless we all just want to discuss it now. But we already.
Okay. Hearing no more unreadiness, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed have the same right. We're gonna move that into executive session. And then council agenda item number 8. I don't have that ordinance for you today, so I ask you can table that as well.
Mayor.
Councilmember Doucette.
I move that we table item number 8, discuss, consider, and take possible action on approving amendments to the city mass gathering and sound ordinance to clarify permitted requirements, operational standards, enforcement provisions, and related regulations.
I second that.
It's been properly moved and seconded that agenda item number 8 is tabled. Is there any unreadiness? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed have the same right. Council, is there a motion to go into executive session?
Mayor,
Councilmember Doucette.
I move that we go into executive session to discuss items number 3, 6, and 7, including the items, 3? I move that we take items number 3, 7, and the ones that's already on the agenda for executive session.
It's been properly moved. Is there a second? 5. We got it. We got it. All those, it's been properly moved. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed have the same right. The time is now 7:47, and council is convening to executive session.
Thank you.
It's almost 8 o'clock. See if we get out of here.
Y'all said talking.
We're going to go back into executive session. The time is now 9:44. Council has reconvened from executive session. Madam Secretary, can you please certify the quorum?
Councilwoman Manuel,
Present.
Councilwoman Reed,
Present.
Councilman James,
Present.
Councilwoman Williams, Councilman Doucette.
Present.
A quorum is present.
Thank you. Council, we're now going to go through our agenda items and discuss action based off of what we discussed in executive session. So we're just going to go down the list. Council, what's your pleasure on agenda item number 5?
Mayor.
Councilmember Doucette.
That's not right.
Table. We
Mayor.
tabled it.
Councilmember Doucette.
I move that we table item number 5, discuss, consider, and take possible action approving a professional service agreement with Safe Build for building inspection, plan review, permitting, and related co-administration services.
Second that.
It's been properly moved and seconded. Is there any unreadiness? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed have the same right. Motion, item number 5 is tabled. We will now move on to agenda item number 7.
Mayor.
6, wait, sorry. No, we already tabled that one.
Mayor.
It's 7. Councilmember Doucette.
I move that we approve concept number 1, font with incorporation of concept number 2 for the design for the City of Prairie View water tower.
With the swivel of concept number 2.
Yeah, that's what it is. Okay.
I second that.
It's been properly moved and seconded. Is there any unreadiness? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed have the same right. Motion passes.
1 second, Mayor. Ms. Jeffrey, the motion was to approve concept number 1, the font, and incorporate concept number 2 with the design.
The font.
You're welcome.
with the swivel. Yeah. That's the font. That's the font. The color right here. So we're gonna get
Right,
we're gonna
with
get
the
the swivel
swivel.
and then we're gonna keep that.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what we got.
All right. So thank you. We will now move. Was that the only two items? Those, okay, we will now move on to the executive session items. Agenda item number 1. Council, what's your pleasure on agenda item number 1?
Mayor,
Councilmember Doucette.
I move that we take action to, I move that we take action for Feldman and Feldman to analyze all legal bills and lawyer fees with the city.
It's been properly moved and seconded. Is there any unreadiness?
Yes, it's the unreadiness.
Councilmember Emanuel.
Yes, I need to go back and look at my notes and see how I had it worded. So I need to table that.
Okay, we're currently in the middle of a motion right now.
Call for
But it
question.
still need to be tabled because it's my item.
Your unreadiness has been noted.
Okay.
Call for calling for question. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed have the same right.
Nay.
Nay.
Hearing two, wait, can you do a roll call vote?
Yes. Councilwoman Manuel?
Nay.
Sorry. Councilwoman Reed?
Nay.
Councilmember James?
Nay.
Councilman Doucette?
Aye.
Hearing that there is a division among the council, 2 ayes and 2 nays, the mayor votes in the affirmative and this motion passes.
Mayor,
Councilmember Doucette.
just to discuss more about this, I do think it's very important that the
Yes, it
city,
is.
that the city does take action on auditing the fees that we charge our previous attorneys or any attorneys that have paid, that we charge with the city. So that's why I'm in favor for this action, because again, we talked about it a lot. We are fiduciary responsible for the city of Prairie View. And so it is important that when there's things going on or the city is being charged too much for certain things, that we look into those things to help the city. So I'm glad that we was able to get this passed, because we need to be auditing what we pay our attorneys and all the legal fees that we get in the city.
Yes, I am.
Absolutely. Councilmember Emanuel, you're recognized.
Okay. So under this item is under my name, and something that they discussed, what's her name?
The special counsel?
Oh, special counsel. It's some things that she need to be audited on also. So she, she have a name, especially on certain people, but she need to be audited on some things also, so it need to be included. And not only her, it's some other additional names that need to be audited.
Thank you, Councilmember Emanuel. Councilmember Doucette.
It looks like this agenda item says to analyze all legal bills and lawyer fees with the city.
Yes,
That's what we're doing.
right. I just want to make sure
Yes,
And
ma'am.
yes, and I also want to
that she
thank,
be included also.
yes,
All,
ma'am.
all legal bills and lawyer fees.
Is that what you mean, Barbara?
Oh,
Okay.
yes.
Well, then I vote for it.
Okay, well, the vote's
Yes.
already, the vote's already
You
happened.
You voted no for it, Councilmember
So
James.
the record will reflect as it is. I want to thank Councilmember Manuel for putting this item before the body. I believe that it is the right way in the right direction of getting things that we need to get done. So thank you for putting this forward. I'm glad that this also passed. Council, hearing that we are at the end of our agenda, do we have any recommendations? What's your pleasure?
Mayor, before we move, I just have one thing. The university is hosting Hillfest, which is August 21st. They have also invited all council members to attend the event. It's like a event on campus because the city is presenting a proclamation to the university. So we were invited like today. I received an email from Mr. Hoffman, so I wanted to let you all know that there's an invite to attend university
When's it
event.
supposed to be?
August 21st, 2026, 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. And we're presenting a proclamation to the university. So if you all want to attend to be a part of that, I would love for you all to join us.
Yes, the email is in our, check your emails for that invitation, but the university has a couple of 150 things that they want us to be a part of, and that is the first. So like Councilmember Doucette said, the city will be presenting a proclamation honoring the 150 years of Prairie View A&M University. So that's just to get that. City Secretary Jeffrey.
Yes, I just wanted to know for records purposes that we did not discuss what action was taken in executive session for item number 2, discussion of internal audit.
Wait, what was the?
No.
Oh, the discussion of the internal audit?
No, ma'am. It was just a discussion.
was
So
a
we're-
Just,
no
just-
action.
okay, thank you.
We're gonna-
Just
we're gonna-
making sure for records purposes.
Yep, very
Yes,
good there.
It's just discussion. We're gonna, I wanted to take action, but it was worded not correctly.
Okay, and that's my bad. It clearly solely says discussion, so.
I know it's supposed to be taking action, but we'll do it next time.
Mayor,
Yes, Councilmember Doucette.
I move that we go into adjournment for our August 10th, 2026 regular city council meeting.
It's been properly moved that we adjourn. Is there a second? It's been properly moved in second. Is there any readiness? Hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed has the same right. The time is now 9:51, and the city council, the city of Prairie View, is hereby adjourned.